Slang crew with the eye in the sky. 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 Are you ready for the bass?
It's this.
Semiotics, or semiology, at its simplest meaning, is the study of signs and sign-related behavior. Every sign has two elements, a signifier and the signified. An example would be this picture of a cat. That's the signifier, whereas the signified would be the actual cat itself. Signs are everywhere in society, and they come in three different flavors. Iconic signs. Iconic signs resemble the object or person that it signifies. Examples can include pictures or drawings. Then we have indexical signs, which gives some concrete reference to the signified object. An example of this would be the hands on a clock, telling the time, or the mark of mercury on a thermometer, telling the temperature in your house. We also have symbolic signs, which are completely arbitrary. An example of this would be words. For example, the word beer represents the object beer, but in no way does it resemble beer in any way. It's just that in the English language, beer is represented by these four letters. Another example could be the Canadian flag. This could represent patriotism, or it could be strength, or it could just represent the sheer cold that we have in Canada. Graffiti, like the pieces on this wall for example, could be symbolic of a lifestyle, or it could even be symbolic of a community's well-being. So as you can see, semiotics gives us the tools that we need to analyze signs and make sense of them all. So that's cool and all, but what does it mean for your business? Coming up with the logo is an important part of any business. The logo is often the first thing that your customer is going to associate with your brand. It is important that it delivers the proper message about who you are and what you stand for. Using semiotics to help with the creation of your company logo can ensure that a logo delivers the proper message about the company to your intended audience. Take Apple for example. Analyzing the Apple logo using semiotics can lead to some interesting conclusions. The apple in their logo is highly symbolic and relevant to the story of Adam and Eve, where the apple is the forbidden fruit. Of course, the apple in the logo has a bite taken out of it, as though someone could not resist that temptation to try the apple. This creates temptation for the consumer, implying that apple is just too good not to try. An older version of the Apple logo had colorful lines throughout it. The colors are all those that are found in a rainbow, which could symbolize childhood and youth. The logo was highly contrasted against the logo of its competition at the time, IBM. The lines in the Apple logo were actually kind of poking fun at IBM's logo. See, the IBM logo has lines going through it as well. These straight lines are reminiscent of the lines in the American flag or on lined paper, and are intended to symbolize official documents and importance, doing things by the books. Apple brings humor to their logo, turning these serious lines into a playful rainbow. This playful image, along with the forbidden fruit temptation aspect, fit perfectly with Apple's approach to how it positions the company in its marketing efforts to its consumers. It portrays itself as a fun, creative company with products that are fun and easy to use. Well played, Apple. Well played. When coming up with the logo for your company, you should think about what you want to convey to your customers. Although many of these symbols may not be picked up by the customers on a cognitive level, the symbols will still provide an underlying meaning and match well to your company's image. Remember, the logo is what consumers are going to use to recall your brand. You need to ensure that it's relevant to your company's image, and using a semiotic approach in the creation of your logo will help you to do so.
Because the media is so invasive in our lives, the idea of semiotics can help us to become more media literate, but it can also help us to understand the larger areas of meaning making. Mythic meaning is the act of linking one idea to something else through a sign. It gives the illusion of an idea, feeling, or quality to a product by using desirable qualities of something else in the advertising. Myth often picks up existing signs and their associations and uses these signs to depict certain social roles. Myth often uses these signs to make certain ideas become hegemonic and acceptable as common sense about the world. This process of eliminating other ways of thinking is done with purpose in mind. Myth often serves the ideological interests of certain interest groups who hold power in society. It is in their economic interest to maintain stability, order, and power, and most importantly, to remain unchallenged. One way to remain powerful is to create a dominant ideology that is for the most part unchallenged. Advertising is meant to sell us things, and semiotics and myth are used to get us to participate in ideological ways of seeing ourselves and the world. The media often uses beauty, sexuality, happiness, or gender roles as the myth that convinces us to buy the product. Take, for example, this classic type of cologne ad. This ad depicts a handsome male model, but the ad is not simply depicting this particular man in the photo. He also signifies qualities like youth, health, and fitness, and thus can be used to signify male perfection or desirability. This ad uses myths to sell the product and give ideas about what our society deems desirable qualities in a man. Here's an example of the feminine beauty myth used in this Wonder Bra ad. In order to analyze this advertisement semiotically, we must first identify the signs in the ad to figure out which myths they appeal to. The ad depicts a beautiful woman who is leaning against something with her arms crossed. The woman is wearing a bra, which in the original ad is bright green and is the only color in the picture. The text paired with the photograph leads us to read the ad in a certain way. However, there are many signs within the ad that allow us to read deeper into the social myths displayed. Two apparent signs in the ad are her green bra and the Wonder Bra tag, which signifies what product the ad is selling. Green is often the color associated with envy, thus linking the text and the bra. The ad is suggesting that the reader is the one with feelings of envy. This envious feeling can be ambiguous. For example, a female reader may be envious of the model because she possesses the bra in the ad. Or she may be jealous of the model because of the sensual quality that this bra gives her. A heterosexual male may be envious of the model's partner, or even of the bra itself, because of its position on her body. The text in the ad tells us that this envy is meant to make us feel terrible. The envy is meant to leave us with the feeling or desire to have or to be something, basically leaving us wanting something that we can't have.
So as a business, you want to make sure that you're aware and using semiotics when coming up with your advertising. If you're thinking about getting into advertising or coming up with a company logo, it's important because it will make sure that you portray the right message to your consumers. And as a consumer, you want to make sure that you're aware of semiotics and advertising for your own benefit. You want to become more media literate so that you understand what advertisers are really trying to sell you, and then you can decide which ones you want to give your money to.